Adams even live in New York City? Eric Adams is leading, right? The ex-cop. So Eric Adams is a cop, and he's leading in the polls to be the Democratic nominee, which means he's going to replace de Blasio, right? But we don't even know Eric Adams sits there and says that Andrew Yang is a foreigner, and yet Eric Adams is a foreigner. Apparently he lives in New Jersey. He said, look at this basement. Here's the basement where I live. Eric Adams doesn't even live in New York City? Holy shit. It's only, what, 6, 7, 8 days before the final, and it's actually early voting right now. I don't know if Paperboy is going around telling people to do early voting, but if he isn't, he needs to start telling people to do early voting right now. And the vote, number 2, 3, 4, he ain't even asking for your number 1 vote. Just consider him for, the top 5 spots. Top 5. If you can't think of 5 other people that you like better than Paperboy, vote for Paperboy. New York City. Here's a little bit. He's got a lot, You want to find out his philosophy, his politics? He's got a lot of raps. He's got a lot of songs. He's singing songs for you, New York. He's got a question.
I got a question. I got to ask. Why you want smoke? Why you want gas? I'm on your block. I'm on your ass. Pocket no need. Who get it bad? ESPN. I'm doing fast. Why you want sleep? Why you want mad? Why you want lie? Why you want cash? Franchise boys. I'm to the snap. I got a question. I got to ask. Why you want smoke? Why you want gas? I'm on your block. I'm on your ass. Pocket no need. Who get it bad?
So they're going to sit there and say that Diane Morales is, the campaign has imploded. Why? Because they tried to unionize underneath her, and then apparently she fired them all, which, you know what? Fuck them. She's trying to become fucking goddamn mayor. So, yeah, unionization efforts are good and dandy and shit, but you trying to stop, all those good ideas. So Diane Morales, she wants to defund the police. She wants to shut down Rikers Island, the fucking prisoner. So she wants to defund the police. She is liberal as fuck. And you're going to what? Just believe the goddamn media? She's progressive, so the media wants you to hate Diane Morales. Diane Morales is the woman next door. Diane Morales is, your neighbor. This is a black woman neighbor next door. Diane Morales knows what it's like to live a, average American life because she is an average American. Her campaign has imploded. Why? They say because she voted for Cuomo. Oh, no, she made a faux pas. She admitted that she voted for Cuomo. Cuomo couldn't have got elected unless, a majority of motherfuckers voted for him. Jesus Christ, that's how he got elected. So that's stupid. That's not going to sink her. The union thing's not going to sink her. If you believe in defunding the police, if you want to shut down Rikers, if you believe in the ideas that Diane Morales, her campaign represents, well then, why would you give a flying fuck about what, some union, do you know the union leader? In general, you're in solidarity with the union and strikers and shit, unless it's the fucking police union who's running roughshod over de Blasio because de Blasio's got a black kid, so he's got to stand up against the police. No, police officers, you can't just be a bunch of fascist fucking criminal fucks anymore. Now you got to be accountable to the law. You can't go around. No, you're the law enforcers. You're the good guys. You can't be breaking the fucking laws. You can't be the bad guys and the good guys. You're just the good guys, and that's it. That's Bill de Blasio. So thank God for Bill de Blasio. We got ranked choice voting in New York City because of Bill de Blasio. We got a brand new conversation because of Bill de Blasio. For all of America, there's fucking police brutality in goddamn California and the liberal haven, California, police brutality is happening. And so we need, we need good police, but we also need somebody that can see a police officer and say, well, that motherfucker might be a fucking bad guy. Yeah, I see the badge. I see the fucking hat. Yeah, I see that he's got power, unlimited state power, but that doesn't mean he couldn't be a fucking bad guy. Just because he put on a costume, any motherfucker could put on a costume. So, has Diane Morales' campaign imploded? I say no.
Jealousy, envy is all in your heart. Crash fast, like I pick you apart. When you with you cool, you thugging you hard. When you all alone, when you scared of the dark, I feel like Noah, I pull up in the park. I tried to McDonald's right under the arch. Your girlfriend so thirsty, she told me she parked. Diamonds are yellow, they look like they bark. Stop talking the line, just read your location. I crack up my style and throw in the face. If you want a copy, I'm your inspiration. This milk is sweet, it's just like the mason. I got that bubble on top of the scale. I might just win like the Oregon Trail. Push to the limit, I ain't scared to fail. You better count it, this is a deal. You gon' get flying, you keep up the snail. Big dog, but I ain't gonna fail. Beat the odds, cause that's the scale.
What is Garcia's bike permit plan? I thought that looked pretty good. Eric Adams he don't even live in New York City. Jocelyn Taylor, Art Chang, they've endorsed each other. Do you even know who Jocelyn Taylor and Art Chang is, New York City? They're running for mayor. Jocelyn Taylor and Art Chang, why don't you know who Jocelyn Taylor and Art Chang is? They are running for mayor. Isn't that Katie Halper? Doesn't she live in New York? She don't know about Jocelyn Taylor. They never said shit about Jocelyn Taylor, Art Chang, or Paperboy. Hey, Katie Halper, how come you didn't say shit about Paperboy? Eric Adams, he liked stop and frisk. He himself was a victim of police brutality, but he said instead of saying, woe is me, he said, why not me? He also knows that gun buyback programs don't work. He also, lives in fucking New Jersey. He's all about stop and frisk. He used to be a Republican. He's the Brooklyn Borough president. He's actually the #1 main motherfucker. That's the establishment pick. Eric Adams is looking to be, he's basically like the Khomeinis, Ibrahim Raisi. Eric Adams is the Khomeinis' choice in fucking New York City. Eric Yang, Andrew Yang. Oh, don't even get me started with fucking Andrew Yang.
Doing numbers like I heard it down. I gotta ask. Why you want to go? I'm in your block. I'm in your ass. Like I'm on me. We ain't sad. I'm in your stash. Why you want to sleep? Why you want nab? Why you gonna lie? Why you gonna cash? Franchise boys. I'm gonna snap. I got a question. I gotta ask. Why you want to smoke? Why you want gas? I'm in your block. I'm in your ass. Like I'm on me. We ain't sad. ESPN. I'm gonna stab. Why you want sleep? Why you want nab? Why you gonna lie? Why you gonna cash? Franchise boys. I'm gonna snap.
So what we got going on here? Andrew Yang, his UBI program's only going to go to like 10 motherfucking people, and they're only going to get like $1,000 a year. Don't even call it UBI, Andrew Yang. Shut the fuck up. He don't even got UBI. You ain't going to get no fucking paper out of Andrew goddamn Yang. Nobody's got an actual UBI. Everybody gets $10,000 in New York City. That's a UBI plan. Paperboy would get you 10,000 fucking bucks in New York. Andrew Yang won't. Eric Adams, anybody that's saying they got a UBI plan, it's not a real UBI plan. I think Maya Wiley's is most impressive, but it's still just going out to a couple people. And she said make sure, immigrants, especially immigrants. So Andrew Yang is also against defunding the police. He actually wants to get more special teams, more, fucking violent plainclothes special teams out and about to attack the Iron Pipeline. So he's all about the police, more fascism. So what the fuck, New York? Don't even tell me you're considering the fucking 2 police officers. We, said Kamala's a cop, and now you're going to go with the cops? You're going to fucking vote for a cop? That means all New York City, you just one big snitch? I mean, Jesus Christ. Vote for Paperboy. You got Paperboy. Paperboy's against poverty. Paperboy's going to get you universal basic income. Paperboy's going to get you Medicare for all. He's going to get you health care. He's going to get you paper. He's going to make sure he actually fights for the working class. I guarantee you, a lot of this election stuff comes down to intent. So when I believe Maya Wiley, I believe her intent. She's a civil rights lawyer and a mother, right? She says she's been black all of her life, so she understands being afraid of criminals and being afraid of the police. It's not a one or the other thing. She's got a UBI plan, but it's not like, Paperboy. Paperboy, I know, in fact, I put them right at, the same level. Maya Wiley and Paperboy, I think their intention, their heart, they're in the right place. They want to see New York do well. And so, shit, all you need is a person that gives a shit who's going to see the idea through. So which one of these candidates is going to get us universal health care, going to build some houses, going to get universal basic income, actual universal basic income? Now, Maya Wiley, she's talking about getting a civilian police commissioner and a civilian review board. She wants to take $1 billion from the NYPD budget and invest it in trauma experts in public schools. So, that's what? You tell me Paperboy can't do any of this stuff? In fact, Paperboy would be fucking brilliant if he would go around telling people to vote for him 2, 3, 4, and then if people say, what about the shit? What happens if you come up to something you don't understand? What are you going to do then? Well, he'll just get Maya Wiley on it. He'll just, get Catherine Garcia on it. I mean, she could do sanitation, right? So get Catherine Garcia on sanitation, get Maya Wiley on, police reform. He could hire, smart people around him. He could get experts. When he runs into a brick wall, when his knowledge, people's knowledge of things can only go so far. So when he runs into a brick wall about something he don't know, he'll defer to the experts, and he'll go ahead and ask some of these other motherfuckers. He'll put these other candidates in his cabinet. Oh, Andrew Yang, yeah, I'll put him in my UBI. team. He'll be in my cabinet. He'll help me, design an actual UBI that'll work for New York City. I don't give a fuck about Andrew Yang's UBI. Eric Adams is the Republican. All Diane Morales needs to do is just say, you know what? We're not going to have police who's going to fight crime. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get the Citizens Brigade. We're going to have crime fighters. We're going to get rid of the police, and we're going to have a brand new Diane Morales crime-fighting force. So you got to fight crime. You got to fight crime, Diane Morales. Any of these Democrats, fight crime. That seems to be the biggest fucking issue, and it's the biggest obvious fucking issue. Crime is bad. Crime is bad, right? We need health care, and we need education and housing and all that shit, but we don't need no fucking crime. So, having a strong, secure police state, as long as you got a civilian review board, as long as you got a civilian police commissioner. So yeah, Paperboy, all you got to do is just hire Maya Wiley to be your police reformer, get Andrew Yang for your UBI, get Catherine Garcia to run your sanitation, and then Eric Adams, yeah, he'll be the cop, right? He could be the top cop or whatever, the fucking police commissioner. Make Eric Adams the police commissioner. There you go, Paperboy. Let's see. Let's end it off with some more. Should do the math. Gotta do the math. Paper. Yeah. Paper. Yeah. I'm not sure where we're going with this, but he's got a lot of good stuff out there, so check him out. New York City.